Welcome to the Talk About Purpose podcast. I'm Matthew Huey.
I'm Brian Harper.
I'm Frank Curry.
And today we're talking about burnout and stress. Are you dealing with it? Or maybe you are and you don't even know it.
The world may never know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they will after this.
Yeah. Now, it's important that we make a distinction between burnout and stress because they are two different things, but they do go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Stress is very different than burnout, but burnout contains stress, which makes sense if you think about it.
Leads to it. Stress leads to the burnout, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, let's start with, you guys want to start with stress? Let's start with that one.
Yeah, of course.
Because that kind of leads into burnout anyways. And so what is stress to you guys? What is stress?
Anything that's stressful.
You can't define something with itself.
Who says I can't do what I want? Bastard. No, anything that causes me to freak out a little bit or be worrisome. It could be stress with getting, project done, worrying about my daughter doing good in school. I stress about that. It could be many things. Worry about my relationships. And lots of things could be stressed about.
Anything that triggers your fight or flight.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Things, and it's things that you care about mostly. You're not going to have stress over things you don't care about. Not going to stress about them too much.
Or anything that seems like God, I'm sorry.
Fight, flight, freeze,
Fight,
or
flight, freeze.
fawn now.
Fawn?
And there's a fifth one that I don't even remember.
The hell is that?
Fawn?
Fawn,
Like a deer?
Yeah, like a deer. Thinking. Like a deer. So you
Isn't that
you look for your mommy? Is that what it is?
Actually, no, not like a deer. It's like fawn over.
Oh.
So you
like a fawn goat?
Like you're
Those are fainting goats.
I think that one's freeze.
Still kind of moving as you fall, though, right?
No. That one is like you kind of like compliment and you kind of build them up so you don't kind of get eaten.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You fawn over them.
Not like wow, fawn, you really can hold that gun good, sir.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at this. This is amazing. This is not your first time sticking up a bank. I know it.
Yeah.
I thought that was a gun in your pocket, but man, I'm surprised now. What are you doing later?
Yeah, you're dead.
I'll give you my wallet, but what's up?
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't say me. What the fuck? That's not
I'm just saying whoever does that.
Would be a hot chick or something. Be like, oh, that's not a real gun in your pocket.
Yep.
All right, back to stress. So
that can be stressful.
That is
carrying around the weight of a big, gigantic schmeat in your pants all day long.
You were thinking I was thinking it was going somewhere else.
Somewhere you're trying to stick up a bank or something like that. Somebody keeps pointing it out. Then you feel all self-conscious, like people are looking at your junk. That's stressful.
A different type of stick up.
Oh my God! I see you bring a baton with your gun as well.
I'm sorry. All right, go back to the topic. Here we go.
Anyways, stress. According to the American Psychological Association, the APA. Oh my God.
PP.
A PP.
Yes. He's talking about the baton.
Yeah. We got his mind off of the. It's like 2 in the first. It's like 2 in the first 17 seconds. Sorry. Jesus. See, we said you can't be hammer fisting the damn table.
Just not talk about peepees.
So, according to the APP, 7 out of 10. No, the APA! Yes! You're killing me.
He did it again.
That's funny.
Fuck.
Now with the APP?
No, APA. Not the form of writing either. Ay. So according to the APA, fuck all y'all, 7 out of 10 adults have stress in their life. I mean, I think it's got to be higher than that. Everybody has stress.
Yeah.
Fucking real.
If you don't
have stress, what are you doing? Sitting around all day eating cheesecake, going to Disney or something?
I'd still be stressed out in Disney, bro. What are you talking about?
You would be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be stressed. Yeah. I don't know.
It's stressful with all the kids for sure. I don't know. If you have kids and you're not stressed,
Yeah.
my hat's off to you.
I'd be stressed out.
No, I'm stressed.
All right. So out of those people that are stressed, 27% say that it affects their abilities at work and to be able to function. There's a pretty big number. That's a pretty big number.
Yeah, I can see that.
Imagine,
Yeah.
27% of the stressed out people are not functioning correctly. That's going to hurt.
Well, I mean, look at me, for instance. My life is just a big stress ball. I drive into the city in rush hour traffic, stress. Have an IBS and trying not to shit yourself on the way to that traffic. Stress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The stress of needing to get to the bathroom pretty directly. Stress. Lots of things is stress. Not even just outside of my normal bodily function. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's stressful on its own just because of some of my ailments.
I got a lot of stress too at my job because I have to worry about numbers with the jobs and man hours, and I have to worry about, I have all these younger kids that are they're kind of the younger generation that doesn't want to be told what to do. So then you have to deal with that, and you have to deal with the attitudes that come with that sometimes, and you have to not be an asshole sometimes and tell them to go find a new fucking job, even, so it's hard. It's hard.
Does that mean you're an asshole most of the time?
Honestly,
he just admitted it.
Yeah.
He didn't know it, but he admitted it.
Pretty much.
Hey, you got to be.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
certain
I try
things,
to,
Especially in your line.
well, I do like the 1, 2, 3 method where it's like, hey man, your production start, you need to start picking it up a little bit, buddy. Like you might be having a rough day or something, but just try and pick it up a little bit. And then the second time it's like, hey, is everything all right, man? Is everything good? Cause you're really starting to, slow down. No, nothing's wrong. All right, well, pick it up, please. And then the third time, I fucking told you to pick it up. Start fucking moving. Like that kind of thing. And, I try to, that's when I become the asshole. It's like the third time, which I usually don't have to get to that, honestly. Most of the time they listen then, but it still is stressful because, when you have 20 people on your job site and you have to be doing a bunch of things all at the same time.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're worrying about what you're doing the next day, where you're going the next day, who's going where, who's doing what, do we need, like when I get back to the shop today, do I got to get a tractor hooked up? Do I, it can be stressful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think this is off topic a little bit here, but positive reinforcement would probably be
Do that a
something really good to look into because that actually creates people that follow the rules better than negative discipline.
Yeah.
That actually creates more independency of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's just been proven with families as
Yeah.
well and children. It creates more independent decisions that are made correctly.
I give them positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
My family makes fun of me because I give them something called a shit sandwich. So I start out with something nice.
Yeah.
And I give them some shit.
Yep.
And then I finish with something nice.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's what they analyze me. So they know that I give them that it's time. The shit sandwich is coming. So they know, like, all right, well, here comes the nice piece of bread. Here comes the shitty meat or the shitty contents of the sandwich. Here we go. And then like, all right, waiting for my nice last piece of bread.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's usually how I do things. And I don't even know. I think somebody taught me at one time and I just started adopting it. And I don't even realize that I adopted it, but that's how I do. Like, hey, doing a really awesome job. Things are awesome. You're doing really good. I did notice that this is going on though. So if we can like not do that, and like that would be awesome if we could like just try to refrain from doing that. But oh, by the way, this thing that you did over here, this is really awesome. This impressed me too. So keep doing stuff like that. You're doing an amazing job. Just want you to know, just little fine tuning things that we all have. I said it's human error or whatever, but everything else is phenomenal. Just try to tweak it a little bit, fine tune. You know what I mean? So it's always about fine tuning.
I'm still waiting for the sandwich part from you. You just pretty much always just give me shit. So.
Yeah, I went to a seminar where that was one of the tactics of giving bad news.
Yeah.
That was literally one of the suggestions made there. Yeah.
I don't want people like think about it. I'm even guilty of it with my family. I always bitch and complain about the stuff that's bothering me or wrong or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't give too much. You don't really just come out of nowhere and be like, hey, awesome. You know what I mean? I do that, but not as frequent as the bitching and complaining and griping. Do you know what I mean? So that's why the shit sandwich actually helps, because you're giving 2 positives to 1 negative. So you're already doing more positive than negative feedback.
Yeah.
But they'll still take that negative feedback. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And be careful of the word but or however, because most studies have shown that anything you say before but or however, completely lost.
Yep.
It's just whatever's after that they remember.
Yeah. I've heard of saying anything after but is bullshit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's why, like, when I was trying to
Poor
right.
but is bullshit, right?
Well, that, I mean, it's
Well,
that,
I guess
that,
you think about it,
is,
could be after.
yeah, I'm looking at it as an after, because like as soon as but, so this is all awesome, but
then
bullshit.
everything's bullshit.
So that's why, like, when I was trying to say what I was saying, they were like, you didn't hear me say but. I noticed.
I did notice that. I was paying attention. I was like, wow, that's spot on.
Yeah, you try not to do buts or howevers or anything like that. You just say, I noticed. Really awesome. You know what I mean? We want to try to stay away from that. This is why I always try to educate too and say why we don't want to do something.
Yeah.
Why we do something. Like, you didn't do this and you really, really need to do this because of this, this, and this. But otherwise everything was spot on. Like, you're awesome. You just need to tighten that up. That's all.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As long as, because I know that anything that you say but, like, oh, well, here's the but. That's what usually people are. Like, you use the but. I'm like that even. Like, oh, Frank, you did so awesome cleaning the dishes and everything, but what? What did I do not? You know what I mean? Like, well, you know what I mean? So it's like, I try not to put that in there.
Yeah.
However, isn't as bad.
It's a butt in a tuxedo.
It's a butt in a tuxedo. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I try to stay away from both of them, and I try to do more. I try to do more of perception, because especially if I'm talking to somebody that looks up to me, my perception about them and their work matters to me. So I talk more about my perception, and I want to do that anyways, because it's my professional opinion. I've been doing this job for a long time, so it's more about my professional opinion, and I want to detail, reasons and everything, and get them happy. I want them to be happy. Like, hey, just because you do one bad thing, that doesn't, or you forget to do one thing, or you did one thing wrong, doesn't encompass. I can't even think of the word. It doesn't encompass the whole amount of work that you've done for the day. You know what I mean? So it's just one little fluke, and human error is part of the job, right?
Yeah.
So what? You had one little fluke. Just tighten it up. Never be mediocre. Never be complacent. Just always want to do better. That's all. That's all I ask of you. I'm not going to scold you for doing wrong. I mean, unless it's like your 15th time doing the same thing over. Like, come on, are you just incompetent, or what's the deal now? What's happening that you can't pick this up? Do you need to get in a different line of work?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, this shouldn't take this many times. Like, there has to be a fine line on it.
Yeah.
Sure. It's hard for me to,
I think, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's hard for me to do the whole positive reinforcement. I do it. Like, I give them, or I'll make sure everything's okay at home first, because if it seems like they're having a bad day or they're off, but these younger kids, man, they just don't have that type of work ethic anymore. And then it's like, they feel entitled, like they need, like that's what they deserve. They have to have, positive reinforcement all the time, and they can't get yelled at, or, it's just, then they get lazy, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to get yelled at for this anyway, so don't matter.
Yeah, it has to be real and not blowing smoke, which is
right,
hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to catch, because I try to do this with my kids.
Yeah,
and it's hard to catch them in the moments to give them that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's hard, because it's within the first couple seconds you got to be given that of them doing it, or else it's kind of lost its like the Pavlov dog.
Yeah.
It's lost its efficacy if it's too far apart. It needs to be like seconds away from when they did it.
Yep.
And it's hard to catch your kids doing that, or your employees doing something.
We had an employee who I'm not going to say his name, but he had a little bit of an attitude since he started, and he's been kind of like a dick sometimes, And there's been a couple times where we've gotten into like, verbal altercations about his attitude and his work, and then when it came time for his 90-day probationary period being over, he wanted, more money. And he's like, well, if I'm not going to get more money, I'm only going to do $15 an hour worth of work, And he's like, and that's all he was doing. He's like, why would I do more than that if that's what I'm getting paid? And he's like, if you want to bump me up, then I'll start doing more work. And I kind of had to explain to the kid that that's not how that works. Like, we don't know if you can do better work, so we're not going to pay you more money if you're not going to put out the effort.
Yeah.
So when I came in here and I wanted to be a crew leader, I was doing the crew leader work before they gave me that raise. When they saw that I was able to do that work, and I was
already doing it.
And and when they saw that I was doing that work and that I can handle it, then he's like, okay, this guy's worth keeping around in this position. I'm going to pay him for that position.
Yeah, because it has to be an ROI for the business at the end of the day.
His work ethic was kind of slacking a little bit in that time. And we had this conversation with him, me and another coworker, we were talking to him. We're like, listen, man, like, don't be like that. Don't be like this generation where they, they feel entitled and they want instant gratification before they start putting in the effort to get it. I said, just put in the effort. And when it's, when that time comes, you're going to get compensated for it. You'll get paid for it. And he started to act a little bit better throughout the next couple weeks. And after a couple weeks, kid got a raise, and not like a little raise. Like, he put in the work and showed us what he could actually do. And he got a $3 raise.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it was for him. And then it was, the one day I'll never forget, we came back from the job the one day, and he's like, he was tired. I could see. And I was like, what, are you tired? And he's like, yeah, it's a rough day. I said, yeah, you were busting your ass. And he's like, oh, you noticed that? I said, I notice everything. I notice everything, man. Everything. There's nothing that's going to get by me on a job site. It ain't going to happen. I said, so yeah, I noticed that. But so positive reinforcement. You're right. It works.
Oh yeah.
It works.
It's actually better.
And that's stressful in itself, though.
Yeah.
Like, all these things we're talking about here is seems like it's off topic, but it's not.
It's not.
Everything we're talking about here is stressful. Thinking how we're going to approach somebody, thinking about what we're going to say, thinking about how we're stressed out that we even have to do this as part of our job or a part of our life.
Is this
stressed out about what about our relationships that we care so dearly about with our children and our significant others and stuff like that. We have a lot of stress on our shoulders because we care about these things. If we didn't care about these things, we'd be more of a stress-free life because I give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like anything that you care about has stress involved with it in one manner or another.
You can't be a Sigma all the time.
Yeah. Well, even Sigmas still have stress, bro.
Yeah, no.
Sigmas still have stress.
They definitely
stress about themselves.
Everybody
they stress
has
about
stress.
their image. They stress about their own businesses because they're still entrepreneurs. So they're going to stress about their own stuff, still stress about, the normal business stuff. Because I'll tell you what, there's a difference between a stress of a job and a stress of owning a job, owning a business.
Big difference.
I'll tell you that right now.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you own businesses and you have so out of the three of us, you should probably carry the most stress here.
I
in
do
my opinion.
a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People's lives depend on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we all have kids to feed. We all have that, but you have multiple businesses going of your own, right?
But most of them don't have employees.
Yeah.
The one that does have employees is the one that's most stressful.
Yeah.
Because I'm now responsible for their livelihood.
Oh yeah.
And that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you never, you're always in your business, even when you're at home in the weekends. Like you and I could sit back and relax a little bit, not think about work if we choose to. Some of us breathe work, like I breathe work. But we can sit back and not think about it. Meanwhile, you, on the other hand, you're like, no, I can't sit back and not think about business because what can I do for my business to do better on Monday? Like that one skit I said, what I mean? I'm like, what am I going to do Monday? What post am I going to do? What's doing that? That's what you're thinking about all the time. And that's stressing you out all the time. Like, well, what time is the best time? And it gets down to the nitty gritty of it. Like I'm learning a lot as we're doing this podcast. It turns out it's like the nitty gritty of it. Well, when is the best time? So it's even down to the stress level of when is the best time? How do I find this? What's the algorithm for that? What's the best date of the time of the day? Not only the day of the week, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stress that comes out. And then you have to get the stress of, not only do I have to do all my normal stuff, but then I have to do the stress for those times, for those deadlines, for those peak times.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's stress. And then if somebody gets sick around you or you have a sick animal or something like that, that's just more and more stress on top of it. So it's like anybody that's ambitious or anything like that is going to have stress. Anybody that cares about anything, anybody that's any kind of ambitious is always going to have stress. And I can even say the people that aren't ambitious and the ones that aren't, or that are more carefree, that don't have stress, one of their parents are going to get sick or one of their family members or best friends are going to get sick and they're going to have stress. Yeah. Everybody has stress in life. So for them to say, 70% of people or 7 out of 10 people suffer from stress is horseshit. 10 out of 10 people suffer from stress. Just 7 out of 10 deal with more stress than the 3.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the way I look at it. Because everybody has stress in one way or another.
Yeah. There's no way you can't live life and not have stress.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not possible.
And to be honest with you, the people that have stress more frequently are actually better off than the ones that don't have stress more frequently, because the ones that have stress more frequently and often usually tend to handle stress better than the ones that don't, because they have experience with it. You know what I mean? Like, how do I handle, if I'm stressed out, how do I handle it? I go to the gym. You know what I mean? If I'm stressed out, you know what I mean?
It forces you to find outlets.
Yeah, an outlet.
Yeah.
You find now, meanwhile, if you're not stressed out that often and you get stressed out, you're just frantic. You don't know what to do. You don't have an outlet. You don't know what's going on. It's like anything else. It's like when the saying, "This is not my first rodeo," means a lot when you think about it, because your first rodeo, your fucking hands in the scare. You don't know what's going on, which way is up, what to do, what's going on. You have no experience whatsoever. Then now and then it's not your first rodeo, your experience. Shit, I got this. I've been here before. It's not the new. There might be a couple new surprises around the corner, but the gist of it, the main body of it, I've done already.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's like, I think that people that have stress more frequently in their life are better off than the people that don't. Think about, and not only that, but cardiovascular rates. If I have stress and my heart's used to pumping with stress more often than not, now you put somebody in a stress load that their heart's not used to it. It's a muscle. Will it cease? Will it fail?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The numbers don't agree with you, but if you have the right mindset, you can actually be exactly what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
If you, it's all. I think it comes.
You have to deal with it. You have to learn how to deal with
mindset.
it. Yeah, you have to learn how to deal with the stress. That's what I'm saying. So if you have stress more often, you're going to know how to deal with it, because you've dealt with it more often than somebody that does not.
Right.
I mean, unless you're just gifted and you can deal with stress off the rip. I've met people that are just so relaxed and chill that they just don't even.
Weird.
They're just like, yeah, man. What am I going to do about it, man? I'll just worry about it then. I mean, what am I going to do about it? They have. Like,
I do not dwell on that over which I have no control.
I have to, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'd have, back in college, I'd have to smoke a blunt to get as cool as you are right now. Like, holy shit, bro. I want to be as chill as you. He's like, yeah, man. What am I going to do about it? I'll just worry about it later.
Yeah.
Not even going to worry about it, man. Because you know why? Shit happens. I'm like,
well, what's that?
Where's your dealer, bro?
There was a thing. It was like, do you have stress in life? Yeah. Can you do anything about it? No. Then why worry? Do you have stress in life? Yeah. Can you do anything about it? Yeah. Then why worry? Do you have stress in life? No.
Just cause. All
right. Then why worry?
Yeah. That one of my favorite sayings is, give it to God, because if you don't have control,
give God the wheel.
Give God the wheel, man. Nothing you can do.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Pretty much.
Hey, man.
Sorry, no.
In my life, amen. Let's go.
For sure.
So let's talk about sleep. That's what's pretty basic. I have some interesting ones coming up, but sleep affects stress. Yeah. That's how I feel. That's for sure. I mean, sleep is important to me, but for a season right now, I have to abandon it, which sucks.
Yeah.
There was an interesting study done with sleep that I found was pretty mind-blowing. So most of us do like 6 hours sleep. Most people are under 7 hours in the US. Most people.
6.
Yeah, I do 6. However, ideal is 8 hours and 15 minutes for the average population. There is a new reason why. In 2012 to 2014, the brain was studied, and there is now a new system called the glymphatic system that is inside your brain. And it takes 8 hours for this system to run. And it's like jets. It's like the clear water, the clear stuff in your brain that they thought was kind of useless. It just kind of was there, Here, it has real purpose of cleansing toxins and cleaning out and helping you avoid things like Alzheimer's and different brain cognitive diseases like that. 8 hours is like the minimum for it to finish its cycle of running. And it's like jets going through your brain, cleaning this stuff out.
Yeah.
It's wild stuff. It's called the glymphatic system.
I don't get that. So I can't sleep 8 hours, even if I tried, bro.
And what's weird is they found it's actually better for the glymphatic system to clean your brain is if you sleep on your side. I thought that was just an interesting little side note they threw in there that they studied.
Right.
Right. Great. I'm going to definitely have Alzheimer's.
No, not at all. Yeah. But sleep really does affect stress. And
I can't sleep more than 6 hours, dude.
I can't either. It doesn't matter what time I fall asleep. I wake up at the same time every day. And it's always like 2 minutes before my alarm goes off. Like if I have my alarm set up for 5:15 in the morning, I wake up at 5:13 or 5:14 every single time. Never fails.
Oh, that's
Like I'm always up and I'm ready to turn my alarm off before it. So
My biological dad doesn't even use an alarm clock.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm always up, right? I mean, maybe it's because maybe it's just because my body's just used to it now. Like my internal clock is like shifted to that, so now I wake up at that time every day. But no, I'm always up right before my alarm, always.
Yeah, when I'm on a normal schedule, I do pretty good with that too.
Yeah,
I usually wake up a little bit before.
Yeah,
but right now I'm not on a schedule, so I have to have alarms.
My schedule doesn't change too often.
I mean, I still do a lot of scheduled things, but out the window for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's focus in on a quick, easy one: pregnancy. We all know stress is the cortisol hormone. Yes, cortisol. And when you are pregnant, it affects the baby and predetermines mood disorders when they come out.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. So, if you're pregnant, relax.
That explains a lot.
It's stressful thinking to relax for your baby.
Right.
I can't imagine that.
Wow.
But
just tell a pregnant woman to relax.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, Matt.
Yeah.
Just take his advice.
My goodness.
I'm good.
I don't even think a shit sandwich would help that one.
Yeah.
I tell my girl to calm down now, and it looks like she wants to stab me in the neck.
All right. So I'm going to give you one of the interesting ones. According to neuroscientist Dr. Tara Swart, hope I pronounced that correctly, the hormones, cortisol, okay? Very interesting hormone, first of all. It has been proven to actually leak from your skin and affect people around you.
Is it sweat?
Yeah, sweat.
Okay.
Sweat. It's assimilated to similar to you know how women sync up when they're around each other.
Yeah.
Their
Yes.
periods or
Their
whatever.
menstrual cycle.
Menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's similar to that. It's a similar effect to that, and it comes out your skin, bro. You do have to get
So
someone.
it's not my fault I'm stressed all the time. It's somebody else's.
Here's the interesting part. No and yes.
Sounds like determinism.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting part. If you have a higher status, lower status people's stress don't affect you.
What the hell?
It's top down. It's top down.
So it's Dan's fault I'm stressed all the fucking time.
Oh, I want to go there, but
Wait till I see that fucker.
Yeah. Well,
Wait
this
till I
is
see
important
him.
for people who are in positions of power, that you don't leak that to your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is huge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's top down. This is a neuroscientist. She studied it.
Well, I guess if you see people that are doing better than you stressed out, it can make you stressed, I guess.
Make me
Like,
stressed.
holy fuck, if they're stressed, Lord, what about me? Like, I'm doing way worse than they are. So,
Yeah.
I try to always think there's probably a billion people out there killed to be in my situation,
Another
Agreed.
interesting thing. So with stress, it also shows up in your skin. Dry skin, skin irritation, rashes. It actually shows up in your skin when you're stressed. I didn't really realize that.
Interesting.
Yeah. When the cortisol is increased, it screws with your skin. Makes sense. It's a hormone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Makes sense. And one of the interesting things that was also with this was just an interesting study. This I did have fun learning. You can actually beat it as a person in charge. You can actually sweat it out. They showed you can sweat it out. So, I mean, I think that goes hand in hand, though, with working out does help your mindset. So I think there might be more to it than just sweating it out. But they did study it, and she was a neuroscientist. So maybe that is part
Probably
of it,
does
obviously.
correlate, yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously of some sort. Yeah, correlation is good. Yeah. They probably go like hand in hand with each other. But yeah, it's less likely that you're then going to give that stress to your
Right.
those around you. It's a pretty cool study. The other thing is the
What was
I have one stuck, dude. I don't want to do that into the mic. I don't want to do it into the fucking mic.
Hairball.
That was
Hairball.
better. There you go. It's just the weirdest thing ever. You're just like there. The interesting thing is that sorry.
The break in the Matrix.
Right. Go ahead. Is that determinism? You were always going to do that, weren't you?
I was always going to end up doing that.
Yeah.
Determined.
All right, go ahead.
Whatever. So I don't know what I was saying. Oh, belly fat.
There you go.
So you leaking that cortisol through your skin to other people increases their belly fat. Proven.
So it's Dan's fault I'm fat.
That was literally said during the lecture.
I cannot wait to have a conversation with Dan tomorrow. Or today.
Tell him to watch this episode for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to see him today, and I'm going to I have a few choice words for that guy. It's his fault.
Don't do that.
I should blame on him.
I was just saying, you read the study, not me. I don't know what
Right.
you're talking about.
Nope. I'm
I
saying
did
Matt
not give
told
that
me,
information.
Matt told me that you're the reason I'm fat.
Sounds like you need some workers' compensation. for
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
This job
Yeah.
made me fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Anyways. All right. So, what are some of the things we use to tackle stress in our lives?
The gym.
Jim.
Gym, obviously the gym. Also, having a purpose greater than myself
Mhm.
has really helped me to push through things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And be less stressed about it because it means something. You know what I mean? I guess that falls more under.
I like gaming too, a little bit here and there.
I do like
Gets my
Jim,
mind
yeah.
off of struggles and stress in life for a little bit. Even though sometimes I'm stressed and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play the game for a little bit, get my mind off it. And then I'm on the game, like, you fucking suck, like screaming at my teammates because they suck. So it just makes me more stressed out. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. God.
I play button mashing games like
Button
Teenage
mashing.
Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles
yeah,
and stuff, just to sit there and smash the buttons,
No,
punch people and
I
stuff.
play Fortnite with my kids and I'm screaming at them like, Lex, don't just fucking stand there and get shot. Move.
Yeah, that sounds stressful, actually.
Yeah, that's why I try to stay away from those. I'm just sitting there smashing a controller. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Like no brainer.
Yeah.
Ooh, jump, smash, smash, jump, smash, smash. You know?
My outlet is a very stressful outlet. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, one of the things I found that was very useful in stress de-stressing in my life is delegation.
Mm-hmm.
My God, when you have so much on your fucking shoulders that it feels like you're just getting crushed into the earth.
You tell your
Find
partner.
help.
You tell your partner to start doing the shorts for you instead.
And I
I'm just
have
kidding.
an army of children to do my work. No, I mean, yes, sure. That's the one I was gonna say. No. But no, it helps, like, especially in work, finding people to do the jobs for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us with the editor here,
Yeah.
I would be burnt out and I
Yeah,
would
that'd
have
be
quit
bad.
by now
Yeah.
if we didn't have
Yep.
an editor.
Yep.
I wouldn't
Yep.
have been able
Good,
to.
a really good editor too.
Yeah. And having the people that do images for me at my work and things like that, taking that stress load off of you. Yeah, they're not you. Yeah, they're only going to hit 90% of what you want. But you have to work within what you have to
Mhm.
save the value of your life and where it's at.
Yeah.
For the benefit of yourself, for the benefit of your health, the benefit of your children, your family, your money.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It really helped me a lot. I think that's important.
Another word that reminds or that's similar to that one is penetration. That helps with stress
agree.
as well.
I agree. I agree.
You straight face.
When I
wait, no, he's not laughing.
No, it's-
What is
oh, I was
this?
laughing. I was laughing on the inside.
Delegation, penetration, similar.
Come on, I was
Yes,
doing good
I
there.
agree.
Don't delegate the penetration.
Oh,
That's a bad idea.
What the fuck?
I got on the laugh now.
He said, "How are you keeping a straight face?"
We're talking serious here. It's my purpose is penetration. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not. No.
It is a good stress reliever, though.
It is a good stress reliever.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yep.
It rhymes.
Ooh.
Penetration delegation. Is that what you're saying? That rhymes.
All right.
Some people do that.
They're called pimps.
And it's true.
Oh, that is true.
Wow. Yeah, good call. Good call.
All right. You guys have anything to add to stress before we move on?
It sucks.
I don't want to add stress. I'm good on
Yeah,
that.
I'm all right with that.
Let's dive into burnout.
Oh yeah, this
All
is
right.
much better.
Burnout.
So one of the definitions I've got, there's a lot of definitions for
Yeah.
burnout.
Mhm.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions
Spinning
on
the
it.
back tires.
But this is one of the better ones I found. A psychological syndrome emerging as a prolonged response to chronic interpersonal stressor on the job. And I'd like to add at home. I'm just saying, you can get burnout at home. I know everything's work focused on this one, but you really can get burnout
Yeah,
at
of course
home.
you can.
You really can. Especially if you're like a mom. How the fuck? You do everything. Like,
Right.
not burn out. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
All right.
yelled at a lot because my girl gets burned out from stuff at home.
Yeah, like my
It
girl,
does.
it's funny.
Not funny.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's
Not
get
in
back
my
in the kitchen.
situation.
It's not clean.
What?
I mean, I'm kidding. Of course.
You're
Thought I was
gonna get burnt out for fucking masturbating soon.
You better watch
You're
it.
gonna get laid
My wife's
ever
gonna
again.
kill me.
She's going to
I'm just
delegate
kidding.
penetration on you. You keep
Oh, Frank.
Oh, dear.
That's fucking
You're getting
I thought
hilarious.
that was
bro.
going a
You're
different
getting
direction.
It
No,
will be
that
going
was
in a
a joke.
different
It was-
direction. That's the fucking problem.
Kitchen's hot. We need to get back in there.
Did you see the guys on Trend actually like doing that because they're so fucked up on Trend? They would just
Well,
let
yeah, I
their-
talked about that.
Was
on
that
one
you
of
that
the-
said that?
yeah,
Oh my
One
God.
of our episodes. That
That's
chick,
disgusting.
I saw a video of about him and that goth girl I talked about.
That was you. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
God.
No, stop.
So
was messed up.
disturbing.
That was a story through a story through a story.
Yeah. Okay, we're off track here. All right.
Yeah.
Symptoms of burnout.
Sort of.
See what happens when you talk about pegging? Squirrel. Brought to you by Adderall.
Start again. He said, "That's Adderall."
ADD. That's a nice rug.
Adderall.
Yeah.
All
All right. So the symptoms of burnout: lack of passion. Excuse me.
so
You're
when
excused.
so when penetration no longer can help.
Penetration can get brought into this.
Well,
Why is penetration not brought into more things?
There's only so many holes.
Brown pig square hole.
Oh God! All right,
More like brown
Oh.
pig star hole.
poor people suffering with burnout, waiting for the next thing.
Sorry, guys. It's Frank's fault.
Woo. Anyways, all right. So lack of passion, lack of joy when you just even think about working or the success from it.
Ooh.
A reduction in efficiency at work. Just thinking about work can even make you tired,
Mm-hmm.
let alone you do feel tired or you don't have energy or you are depressed.
Like physical and emotional exhaustion.
You're just like over it.
Well, when you
It's when you're so stressed out, you're over it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you have constantly doing the same thing over and over again, too, like
Yeah.
you can get, and then you get complacent, and your work productivity starts to lack, and your quality of
over it,
work starts
yeah.
to lack.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that's called under challenged burnout. There's different types of burnout now.
Mhm.
It's like Office Space.
Was he burnt out? Is that what happened?
thought he
Is
was
that
burnt
why
out.
he snapped?
I think he was pretty burnt out.
I mean, it was a boring job over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah. That would be great.
Oh God.
You guys could get a skit out about me making something funny later on. That would be great.
That'd be great.
I thought you were going to bring out the stapler at least once.
No.
Leave me on my stapler.
You know they purposely painted that red? It didn't exist.
Really?
You couldn't. There was no red stapler before that.
Did not know that.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they started making red staplers. Was the movie because everybody wanted the red stapler from the movie.
Oh, get out.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty cool story there. Anyways,
Fun fact.
so all right, so that was the under challenged burnout. Let's just quick go over these. There's only 3 that I could find. Really, I'm sure there's more. I feel like this hasn't been
I didn't know
explored.
there was other types of burnout, bro.
I feel like this hasn't been explored. I feel like there's more than 3. I just do. But anyways, that one is like Brian said, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You're understimulated. You don't have a good purpose.
Yeah. Stagnant. Feel stagnant, right?
Yeah. Lack of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Absence of developmental opportunities
No
for
shit-
yourself.
No shit sandwich.
Yeah. So, I mean, that one makes sense to me.
Just peanut butter and dick for you, huh?
I mean, I do like peanut butter, but I don't like it on dick. You know what I mean? They're like our one guest said, I don't want somebody else's dick in it.
Yeah,
he
my
said, I
coffee.
like my coffee like I like my women. And he said, without some other guy's dick in it. That caught me by surprise.
Yeah. When I first heard it, I was like, oh shit.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
I also remember me and you talking on the side because they wouldn't shut the hell up.
Yeah, we did do that
We
one.
had a good time.
That was a good one, man.
I'm curious how our editor is going to edit that.
Good
Because that
luck.
was 3 people talking at like once.
Good luck.
Good luck, Francisco.
Yeah.
We'll pay you extra.
All right. So there's 2 other types, and these are very closely related and hard for me to actually distinguish. But here's my best shot at it. So there's frenetic burnout. Frenetic burnout is overworking yourself to exhaustion.
Kind of what you're doing now.
It is me. This is me.
Yeah, I figured.
This is me.
Go ahead.
But it's also your sense of pride, even to the detriment of your health.
Mm.
And that's really the side of it that kind of plays the burnout.
That's a dangerous one.
That's dangerous because I'm excited for what the fuck I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I may be working myself pretty damn hard, not getting enough sleep, but I love it. And it's a type of burnout that's hard to realize for people. And I think this one probably hits maybe entrepreneurs harder or people trying to start something harder. Maybe that's where that one plays a little bit more into.
Or people aggressively trying to move up in a company.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Yeah. Because it's not like they're
That's
not
happened before.
enjoying it.
There was like a guy that I don't remember when it was a while ago, but he like worked himself literally to death.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
The Indians even had a word for that.
Did they?
Yeah, they had a word for working yourself to death. It's been known for a while, which is pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. I don't have it written down here. I just remember that in one of the studies.
Well, that's interesting. All right. Oh.
All right. So here's the other one that's closely related. And this is the one that we all know very well, which is work. Why don't I have work out? That can't be right. Work out burnout. I don't feel like that's the right term. I feel like that's a spelling issue. Workload burnout. I believe that's what it is. Overwork burnout. This is characterized by a negative feeling towards your work in that there is inconsistent or poor management or a sense that your work is undervalued and that you don't have like enough help and you're kind of drowning and it's all on you and it's not giving you purpose, but it's just so much on you.
Mm.
And this is probably more for somebody who's working under somebody rather than somebody who's trying to achieve something that they like or that is their business and passionate about or something. And this is probably the one that's most familiar to people. The other ones, maybe, yeah. But that one probably hits the most people with where they're at.
Not finding it. Sorry.
Oh, really?
GPT doesn't have it.
Oh,
So there isn't a
ChatGPT.
specific Native American word.
Yeah, there is.
Well, there's a word from India, Hiroshi.
Oh, not the Native Americans then.
It was
Oops.
India.
Wrong Indians. Shit.
Well,
My
they're
bad.
Indian.
Sorry, guys.
Well, yeah. Hiroshi.
Yeah,
is
that was
sometimes
the one.
used to describe a phenomenon of working oneself to death.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one. Shit.
It's actually from Japanese origin.
Oh, dang.
Specifically refers to death caused by overworking.
Dang.
Nice. Anyway, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
The more you know.
Wrong show.
God,
No, so what do you guys think of those three? I mean, they make sense. I feel like
They do.
I feel like there's one missing. Guess that hits all the heads. Doesn't feel like it does.
yeah.
Because I mean, healthcare, yeah, I guess that's a lack of resources. Healthcare's burnout is crazy.
Yeah.
That's lack of resources.
They overwork the residents.
Financial, that falls under the work burnout. Not getting paid enough. I guess that does cover everything.
Yeah.
So we've already discussed that burnout isn't necessarily based on the person. It is also environmental. Mostly environmental, actually. Mostly.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're not getting enough resources to get a job done.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know that all too well.
You have 4 hours to do a 6-hour job. You have to stay for 48 hours to get the work done. You know what I mean? You don't get to sleep. There's not enough pay for what you're doing. You're not getting paid enough. You know what I mean? That's systemic.
sure.
That's yeah. In this inflation, nobody is.
Yeah, right.
But it's systemic. Or you're not getting the rewards and recognition from your peers or your supervisors or
Yeah.
bosses or whoever for the work you're putting in. That's systemic. Or you're getting micromanaged to death. You can't put a pencil on paper without them telling you what you have to do with it.
Right.
You know, that's another form of it that's systemic. Having a lack of influence, but you have the power within a company. That's a form of systemic. You know what I mean? Fairness. Hey, this guy's more likable, so we're going to do this with him.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's systemic. I hate using that word because it's such a, it's been used for so much bad, but this is where it's at. Ethical conflicts within the workplace, systemic. They want you to do this. They want you to advertise that. It's against your whatever morals, beliefs.
Yeah.
And community conflict and isolation also systemic. So this isn't just you. You're not just. It's not just. Oh man, I'm such a bad person. I can't do this. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about what's really going on. Are your resources or your job or something isn't matching something to you? You got to figure that out. And hopefully, hopefully, you have a great company you work for that you can go to them with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because work stress accounts for a lot of money getting lost in business. $332 billion lost on burnout.
Jesus. Yeah, I've had just a little bit of experience. Well, I mean, a lot of experience with some of that because one of the last jobs we did, it was 23 ton or 22 ton river rock job we had to do, right? And we only had 2 dump trucks to take with us that day because all the other dump trucks had to go to other jobs. So on the way there, our boss wanted us to bring all the river rock with us, plus plants, plus barrows, plus all this other stuff. He's like, oh yeah, get it out there in one shot. But we only had 2 dump trucks, and then we had a 350, and we had a truck with a box on it for our leaf cleanup and everything that we do. So we didn't physically, we can only take 5 ton in a truck of stone. So we can only take 10 ton total, So we had to come up with and we had to explain that to him. Listen, we can't, I know we have enough trucks to physically do this, but they have to go to other places or the other work isn't going to get done. So we have to figure out a different way to do this. And he eventually was just like, all right, well, just go out there, take what you can take out with you, and we're going to have to run back for it. you know, as much as we try not to do that, leave the job site with a truck, because it does obviously cost money to send a guy in a truck with fuel all the way back to pick up more stuff. And then by the time they got back, we were already done working all the stone that we had and everything. So there's people kind of just trying to find stuff to do on a job site.
Around.
And that's like a nightmare all on its own. So, you know, so we had to kind of explain that this is kind of what's happening. And then when it got to a point where it's like, all right, we can handle it with less guys now, send these guys home. Like that's what we kind of do. Then we have to pick and choose who gets to stay and continue to make money while the other people get to go clock out and go home. You know what I mean? So it's pretty stressful, but when you constantly have to deal with that all the time, yeah, it could cause some serious burnout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then I think one of the interesting things here is based off of that, vacation isn't always the answer.
Mm-mm.
It's really not.
Because then you're going to sit there and stress about money and everything you're spending on a vacation.
Yeah.
And the problems are right back where you left them.
Yeah.
You're just coming right back
now
in.
you have more problems because you just spent all that money on vacation.
Yeah. So, I mean, vacation and time off, it's great. It's necessary. It does help with some, especially the time off part. Maybe
Time
not the
off helps.
vacation,
Yeah,
but more the
like-
time off helps a lot with certain, whichever one that was.
My
Work
job,
burnout.
my job's great because if I don't take enough time, I lose time. So I have to take the time or I lose it. So I know, I'm going to max out here shortly. I better start taking time. So I take some. So it forces you to take time off. It's nice.
That's good. That's good. That's a really progressive company thinking
Mhm.
about its people.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
yeah, that's nice.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think people to help with that just need to prioritize their own health a lot, like with sleeping and mental health,
Mental health
and,
for sure. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
their diet, what they're putting into their body. You know, all this could help with that.
Mm-hmm. Makes you a stronger person, able to attack more.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's definitely one of the answers for, um,
Burnout
burnout, work burnout. Yeah.
and stress.
And that
too.
ties in. I mean, I'm sure the burnout.
stress,
I'm
yeah.
sure then the burnout happens when your gut health goes wonky at the same time because we talked about stress and gut health in the gut health episodes. So I mean, your stress
Yeah.
hits your gut health, and then you burn out, and that's probably when your gut health is the worst.
Yeah.
So it all ties in. So if you can manage your stress and your gut health's not manipulated or hit, and then you're not going to reach burnout.
It's
It's really
insane how
what
much
it's at.
it's insane how much your physical health affects your mental health. You know,
And vice versa.
and vice
Yeah.
versa,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah. They're all tied in. And as you get older, you realize that your mental health is a lot more important than your physical health because your mental health can take you down deep holes that your physical health will follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. They actually found that the more you associate your burnout and stress with the side effects that are quoted with it, hypertension,
Mhm.
diabetes, all proven side effects, the more you put that mindset to it, the more likely you are to have it.
Wow.
Which is interesting. You could maybe curve yourself based off a mindset.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's crazy.
mean? It's really
That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not only you have a 40% increased risk of hypertension when you are heading towards burnout. These are the effects of it. You also have an 84% more likely chance of having type 2 diabetes. You also have a 23% more likely to visit the ER. And this one's what really got me. When you are facing burnout, you are 180% more likely to suffer from depressive disorders.
Oh.
You're guaranteed you're going to get depressed. And depression looks a lot like burnout.
Fuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It looks a lot like burnout. The
Yeah.
good news is burnout. It's not easily fixable, but it can be fixed, I think, a lot easier than real depression. Than major depression, rather, not real, major depression. I think it's a lot easier to fix, talking with your boss,
Yeah.
figuring out your life, getting
Mhm.
sick.
Getting a new job.
Working. Yeah.
Yeah, get a new job.
Working on-
That's a lot of people actually, I think, oh man, I didn't write that statistic down. You said it, and I didn't write it down. Darn it.
Shame on you.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
Did you? Nice.
not shame on you anymore.
What's the statistics on penetration in there then?
Dang it. No, I didn't. Okay. That's a different one.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I missed something
No,
again.
not at all.
Okay.
Enjoy
Anyways.
the podcast when you watch it.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
It's over 50% of people that actually change their jobs just because of the mindset and mentality and burnout. It's pretty.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
interesting.
one of them. I left the job because of that.
I did too, actually. That's why I'm where I'm at right now.
Same.
For less money, I was making more money, left because it was. I didn't get
Money's
to go
not
home, and
everything.
it's not.
Oh,
I didn't see my family ever. I didn't get to do shit. My sleep schedule was ass because I worked. Sometimes I'd work nights. Sometimes I'd work on weekends. Sometimes I'd work
Well, that's what I'm
day
saying.
shift.
Well,
Like,
look
it
at
was
it. Like
fucking
I,
terrible.
like
Construction.
like
was
I always
terrible.
said, I saw or read, it's, the only people that are going to remember you working that weekend 2
Mhm.
years ago are your kids.
Mhm.
So money is not everything.
and that
I
quote
saw that
still
too.
hits me hard.
Me too. I just saw it the
God.
other day too. It's the only
I'm
person.
gonna write that down somewhere. And
The
put
only
it in my
people
house.
that know that you worked that overtime shift was your kids or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in. Right on the door.
Yep.
Man, really brings you into perspective.
Yeah.
It sure does. Well, it makes you think
kids.
like you need to sit down and you need to like reevaluate yourself and your priorities. If you're really experiencing burnout like that, it's not just you that's gonna suffer from that. Your family's gonna suffer from it too. So you need to sit down and maybe reevaluate your goals.
Yeah.
Do that, and that could help you. That could help you with burnout too. Reestablish what you like what's important to you in life and what you need to do. Take a second to sit back. If you're not spending time with your family and you're missing all that, you're missing a lot of experiences. Maybe, you need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Breathe for a minute. Take a break.
I mean, even humble yourself and take a job that makes less money as long as you could still make ends meet. Maybe you don't have an extra $200 a month or whatever, but you have more time with your family. It's about opportunity cost, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you could always make more money. You know what I mean?
Money's going to come and
Put
go.
time towards something, but you're not going to get time. Can't get time back. So.
Right. Beautiful. Yes, exactly.
Can't get time back.
All right. So I'm going to give you some statistics here. On Indeed, the hiring app, website and app, reported that the levels of burnout are reaching 52%. So half the people on there are there because of burnout. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah. Like, dang. And yeah. And out of that, the age differences are kind of expected, but a little interesting, I guess.
25 or 40 something or 50 or something.
Yeah. So baby boomers are at 31% of that. Or 31% of baby boomers feel that way. Okay. Because these numbers aren't.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
What exactly is a baby boomer again?
Born in. Look that up.
Am I a baby boomer?
No, you're a lost generation, aren't you? Your generation.
I was 82.
Yeah, you're the lost one.
Yeah.
You're the quiet one.
Oh, yeah, right. That makes so much sense. I'm the quiet one, my ass.
1946 to 1964.
Oh, definitely.
There we go.
Definitely.
There we go. Yeah. I think you're the.
You weren't born in 1964?
No.
You sure?
Much earlier than that.
Me and Moses hung out, did bongs together.
Wow. That'd be an interesting episode on a certain book, by the way. That claims that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, God intended it to be here. It just grows, you dry it up, and you smoke it. You don't have to do no chemical processes.
Very interesting episode. All right, off track.
Moving on.
So, millennials are at 59%, and Gen Z is entering the conversation here at 58%. So, as you expect, the younger people are getting burnout. I think that's partially in help to the work ethic that is displayed in media, social media. I mean, how many times you see somebody this irks me more than anything. Somebody posts, and it's supposed to be meant to be funny and alleviate and stuff, but it just irks me. Thank God it's Friday. Or, Garfield Monday posts. You know what I mean?
I like ET's. He says he likes the thank God it's Monday.
Yeah, thank God
He
it's
says,
Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
Yeah, I like
And
that. That was a great speech, but
Yeah.
I love that one.
Well, he has a lot of
I
them.
like Hump Day Wednesday. Mike. Mike. Guess what day it is? Hump Day. Those are great commercials.
Yeah, it was.
But those are subliminally programming your prefrontal cortex to actually wire your brain to not like work and force your negative opinion.
There was also like studies done that say you should change the way you say those things. Like, not I have to go to work today. It's I get to go to work today.
Right.
Even if you just say it, just saying that is supposed to like it does something to your mind where it makes it
Plasmo something. But yeah, it takes time though for that. And you have to realize you have to rewire your brain, and those cords are pretty strong.
That's what it does. It rewires it to make you, I guess, have more of a positive outlook on your days, And
it really does. It actually is proven to work. The other thing is like I heard the word need. Gotta be careful with the word need, because that forces your brain to realize you're dependent on something. Like, I need my morning coffee. Oh no, I treated myself to a morning.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yep.
Big difference in the way the brain is wired.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's just I don't know how we got onto that.
I agree to everything but fasting. I need fasting. So I'm gonna stay with that, and I'm gonna do that forever.
There you go.
Everything else is
a way to wire your mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
Guilt.
By the way, millennials, just so you know, the millennials, that was from 1980 to the 1980s to 1990s, I guess what's the year?
Millennials?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
You're not
I'm 82, bud.
You're a millennial?
There's
You're a
no way.
millennial. Yeah.
Am I not a millennial? I'm a millennial. I have to be.
Yeah.
1990s?
1980s and the mid 1990s.
Oh yeah. Okay, then I'm in there.
Yeah.
That was a zennial.
Isn't Z after millennial?
If they have a specific date, I'll find
I
out.
guess I'm a millennial.
I thought you were
'cause I was born
Generation
in
X.
1981 to 1996.
No.
I thought he was
Millennial.
Generation X. What's Generation X then?
I'm looking it up.
Not fast enough.
Gen X is to 80. I missed it by 2 years.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I thought
I'm
you
a
were in that.
millennial.
Okay.
81,
What,
81.
1964 to 1964 to 1980.
Yeah, they're the generation that always gets forgotten.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you hear Generation X?
Great, I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
How does
Don't.
that work?
No, you don't.
Whatever.
I seen a couple of things. It was like, why does Generation X not get hammered? Who let them off the hook?
Yeah, right. Nobody talks about that.
No,
They
no.
just changed that too. Because
it's
I
like,
wasn't.
'cause
I wasn't. a
They're like,
millennial.
because we don't give a shit. We will fuck you up. We're the last generation of feral children and shit. They're like,
Hey,
we will fuck you up.
That's a good. That's an
We didn't have
interesting
safe
point.
spaces. We're older than Google. Leave us the fuck alone. That's what I saw.
It's true.
That's funny.
True.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's what I thought you were.
Yeah.
Welcome to the horrible millennials.
It's only 2 years. Fuck
Sorry,
off.
buddy.
No.
All right.
Listen,
so
we just-
sorry.
I still grew up before internet.
Just be
So-
so did I.
I was. What
Wait,
was I?
wait.
Technically, none of us
No.
did. It was actually out in the 60s used by the military.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways,
Well, Windows. How old were you when Windows 95 came out?
3?
There you go. I was 13.
You're 10 years older than me. It makes
it's
sense.
just- yeah.
I can do math
I
sometimes.
was just saying.
Yep.
So for 12 years of my life, I didn't have anything
Mm-hmm.
that you had when you started when you were 3.
Mhm.
You're not the same.
Oh, shut up, Frank. And I always think of like the whole, there was like a thing with the 90s kids thing. It was like, yeah, like in Star Wars, where they're like, yeah, you might have a seat in this council, but we have not granted you the rank of master or something like that. That's what Frank was doing right there. Like, we might be in the same,
No,
age
I'm just saying, I don't
group
understand how
here,
they-
but it's
I don't
not you
understand
guys.
how they could be in the same grouping.
I don't
I don't know.
either. I think you're Generation X, dude. I
I
don't
mean,
see
the
how
way
you're
I
a
look at it,
millennial.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But you do have the anxiety.
I do have lots of anxiety.
That's
But
millennial as
that's
shit.
from addiction.
Oh, okay. Nope. Okay.
Addiction.
Back to Generation X. All right. No, we
I was
want
told-
you in our generation. Ours sucks. No, we want you here.
Our
Screw
generation
that.
fucking
Hey,
blows. I don't even want to be in my
I'm just
generation.
myself. I just use my own self fucking wit, which is very little, but still.
I think they should change it just because you're born in there doesn't make you that. You
Yeah,
know?
go
Well, I mean, nowadays you can change whatever you want where you're born with.
I identify as a Generation X. That's what I identify as.
Identify.
I identify as a Generation. God, tell me I'm wrong.
Generation
Tell me
or
I'm wrong.
gender
I'll have you
X?
canceled. I'll have you tell me I'm wrong. You'll be
So
canceled.
stupid.
Generation or gender X?
Yep.
Gender X.
Oh.
Let's take one and the other and bang against the wall.
What the fuck?
Wait, what? Oh my
We're
God.
back on the penetration thing here.
No. All right.
Yeah. Good job.
No.
APP.
APP. What the- Why? That is long over. Ay,
Listen, this is a good stress reliever.
You down with APP? Yeah, you know me. You down with APP?
I'll give you APP, sir.
That's
Yeah, back
gay.
to penetration again.
Back on penetration again.
None of us will be stressed.
All right. Speaking of stress. Fuck. This is my last little bit here. I think should be addressed. Remote workers. You, Frank.
Yay!
The overlooked people, I believe. I
I
don't
lo-
think they get looked at enough for burnout.
Are you kidding?
It's kind of like
I feel like that'd be worse.
for me.
You're constantly
Yeah, well,
in one spot all the
No.
time for work.
no, I love it. So for me, it's kind of like it levels out. I don't have the stress of going to work. I don't have the stress of getting ready. I don't have the stress of getting up early to make sure I'm there on time and
Mhm.
do all of that stuff. But I mean, I have the stress of watching the clock to make sure I'm not on too long because you can easily overwork working from home. There's even studies out there that I saw that are people that work from home that tend up to work longer hours than people on site.
2.5 more.
Yeah.
2.5 per day.
Yeah.
More.
'Cause you're like, oh, I don't have to go into work
2.5
or
hours?
whatever.
Yeah.
I do it.
Wow.
I'm guilty. I'm super guilty. I work way more than 40 hours a week.
Bro, like you
Um,
worked 13 and a half feet from your house. So
Yeah.
So
I walk
yeah.
downstairs in my
pretty much
underwear. It's great.
working remotely.
The
you
best
probably
thing-
do
every-
that too.
Everything else, yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
Splash top. Anyways, no, I also work from home too. So
Yeah.
for my other stuff, almost everything else I do at home. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Never ends, but that's a different story. This is literally remote workers.
Teach me how to landscape from home. I'll do it.
Yeah. Get a robot.
Get a
Get a
robot.
robot.
Hmm.
They already have lawnmowers that cut themselves. Who knows? Maybe one day.
It'd be cool, but they're too slow. They're very slow.
You don't have to be there. That's the whole point.
Put a turbo on one of them.
Yeah, but when
Put
you
a
have
turbo on one of
when you got
them.
70
Talk about squirrel. Why is that part of the yard red?
Why are there flames shooting out of the back of that? I put a supercharger on last week. Woo! Cadillac makes one.
Yeah, I don't
No, I'm
know
joking.
that.
I'm joking. It's the
That's
Red
terrible.
Hawk or something like that because they made it red for mowing the grass.
Adderall.
Good stuff.
All right, so here's a few statistics. Nearly half of all remote workers found there were no emotional support from the company. Which I don't know what that
Half?
even means.
Why do I need emotional support? From
What
the
does
company?
that
Say that
mean?
one more time. Just one more time.
It says nearly half of all remote workers found there was no emotional support.
We're supposed to get emotional support at work?
I don't know. That's what I was curious about.
Why would you need it when you're at home?
Bro, I got an award while I was working from home. So that's horse shit.
It's
I
emotional.
got more. I got
that's,
more.
That's
for
looking
you,
through
like-
one lens.
I know, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
I got more recognition working from home than I did on site.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh.
You know what I
That's
mean?
pretty shitty.
Well, I mean, I also put more hours
Well,
in
he
and I
likes working
hustled
from
and I
home.
made them
Well,
awesome
yeah,
solutions
yeah.
and shit. But
But I'm just saying, if you're present at your employer and they're giving you more recognition when you're not there. It's like, fuck, you just fucking hate me or something.
Oh,
Yeah, like just stay
well,
home. We don't want you here.
Maybe
That's
maybe
another
that's why
issue.
we don't have enough views on this podcast. No, I'm joking.
Hey. But that is another issue that 77% of remote workers say they feel increasingly isolated from everyone else that works at
I agree
the
with
office.
that. I agree
Really?
with that. No, I agree with
I
that.
mean,
People
you're
that
not
work at home
included
feel
in
isolated
things.
from the office.
You're not included in events. You're not
Okay, I see
included
what you're
at
saying. All right.
picnics.
Well, yeah,
you know,
they
you
just-
show up
yeah.
and they're
Well-
like, "Who's this weird guy?"
Well, yeah,
Right,
not
right.
only
You know what I
that, but
mean?
like, look at, you know, if they have like potlucks or Thanksgiving events or Christmas dinners or whatever, where the organization or the business or whatever caters to the workers, you're never going to get that. But then again, I look at it this way: for me to drive into the city and go through all of that stress and everything like that, I'm like, is it worth me going there to eat food that I probably shouldn't be eating because of my fasting and the way that I eat normally?
To
all the
meet up with a bunch
sugars
of
and
people that
everything.
don't give a shit
Yeah,
about
I mean,
you.
I still see them on
Yeah.
I still see them on video chats, so I still
Yeah.
see and interact. I have a shirt next to me that when somebody's that I have a video chat, I throw a collared shirt on real quick, you know, just on the side. So I still interact like that, but it's like I could totally see what you're saying, because like you're not in function. And I feel like I would be able to move up the ladder quicker at an organization if I was on site all the time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Having camaraderie. It's about camaraderie, right? You're like rubbing elbows with people, camaraderie, having conversations, hearing side conversations. So like being in a tunnel or in a funnel rather, being at home does have its negatives for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't have the networking aspect of it. You're really the man, like I'm the man behind the curtain of Wizard of Oz, right? I'm the guy behind the scenes making everything function and looks awesome. But that's pretty much it. They just finally started giving me, you know, really good recognition. And I enjoy it. But I enjoy my job, so that's why it's easy for me.
Right.
I
Enjoy
enjoy,
mine
I enjoy
too.
the work. I enjoy the work.
I enjoy being outside. I enjoy what I do as
Yeah.
well. And I'm fortunate enough in my company, like my boss is a super nice guy and he does a lot. He does make us all feel valued, you know,
Good.
for the holidays. Like they've gotten us hams and turkeys. They've gotten, you know, they do a lot for us. They have parties here just to like throw some cornhole and they'll cater it just for shits
And to be
giggles,
honest,
just to have us here, you know?
Yeah.
And then like over just the holiday for Thanksgiving, I know there's a few guys that work with us that didn't have any plans. They didn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. And he invited them over to their Thanksgiving dinner.
That's
Like
awesome.
just
cool.
so
That's cool.
And that means a lot more. Like the one guy was talking about, I saw on TikTok, it was a guy making fun of the government and or the businesses about Black Friday, or like, hey, all this stuff is on sale. Or like, are my bills on Black Friday deal? Do you have eggs and milk on sale for Black Friday? No, but we got this really nice TV. I don't need no TV, man. I need you to lower the price on milk and eggs and ham and shit.
seen a lot of
So
that
for
too.
him doing that that means a lot more now than it used to.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because shit,
Yeah.
to give my family a turkey or a ham or some shit where I don't have to go out and spend 3 times the amount where I used to spend on it.
Well, we all know Dan
huge.
here. We all know Dan's a good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt. So another aspect is, which kind of correlates with the other thing, but 61%. Oh no, this is different. 61% of remote workers found it hard to unplug after they were done working.
Yep.
Because you're in the same environment. That's I know personally, not from remote working, but from working from home and having the family at home and working out at home. It's hard to switch your mind off to another thing.
Yeah.
You have
It
to
is.
train behaviorally and get those wires firing together to switch gears. For sure.
Mhm.
You know, and behaviors will help with that. You know, creating behaviors, because your brain is smart, your mind is stupid. You can train behaviors to trick your mind. That's real. It's actually real. So there's that. And the last one I want to share is, oh, we already went over some of this. Mental Health UK revealed almost half of people feel working from home would raise burnout. That's kind of a lame one. That's lame. Why did I write that? But anyways, I think that you know, I just wanted to put remote workers in there. I know overall, you know, it's much better kind of for most people that choose it.
Yeah.
Because they get to be home, they get to have that. But there are real burnout effects with working remotely that I don't think they get enough recognition for.
Yeah.
And it's
Agreed.
time we start looking at that.
Agree.
So is there anything you guys want to add before we go here?
Mm-mm.
No, just if you are experiencing it, then try and do whatever you can to fix your physical health and your mental health.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Focus on fixing you for sure. Get yourself right first. Get yourself right mentally and physically. And if you're still experiencing it, don't give up hope. Hopefully you can talk to your work. If you can't, start looking for a new job.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth dying over.
Nope.
It's really not.
Nope. It's not worth your peace of mind too.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
we all want to be happy in life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Step back, reevaluate your goals and where you want to be in life, where you can envision yourself being.
Yep.
And start taking steps toward that path.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Excuse you.
It's all his coffee. I'm so used to drinking black.
See, that time he didn't move away because he's like, it's awkward to move away now. So
No, I ran out of time. I was trying to.
It's funny.
All right. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, review if you're listening. If you're watching YouTube, please hit the bell. We greatly appreciate everything. You can reach out to us at talkaboutpurpose@gmail.com. Questions, anything you might want to add, letters to us, whatever.
Keep the hate mail to a minimum.
Right. I don't mind constructive criticism though.
Yeah.
But
Not hate mail.
yeah, it helps us greatly and it helps others greatly as well. Appreciate you guys. Tune in next time.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Bye.